Hello, Forecaster here again, and we are back for Detour number 11. And I am here with Siegecraft Commander. Now, this is an action strategy game made by Blowfish Studios, and it was just released just a couple of days ago on the 17th. And it is an odd game. It's a little different from most strategy games, and I'll show you why soon. It's worth pointing out that this game is made for VR, or it supports VR, but it also works fine playing normally, which is what I am doing, of course, because I don't have a VR headset, unfortunately. As you can see, this is how the story is conveyed. We have a bunch of characters, which I honestly haven't really paid much attention to, because I'm more interested in the game itself. Prior to this mission I'm on right now, there has been voice acting, but on this mission, there isn't any. And I'm not sure why. It might be a bug, or maybe there isn't anymore. Honestly, I didn't care much for the voice acting itself. Thought it was not great, so I don't really mind there not being any. Some important information is conveyed through the dialogue, but not a lot. You can basically get some tips. The beginning of the campaign I'm on had a tutorial bit, and the first mission was kind of annoying because you were restricted in where you could place your buildings, and if you didn't hit the exact target that was marked for you, it wouldn't build and you had to retry. Though I suppose that let you, or made you, practice your aim a bit. So this game is a strategy game, like I said, but instead of building a little base and building units that you send out to fight, you actually expand your base throughout the level. And you can see kind of how this looks with the enemy buildings here. And we are going to start expanding our base in this direction over here. And I built an outpost from my main building, which is my keep, and I can't lose the keep, then I will lose, obviously. I'm also going to build a garrison, because when I built this outpost, these two enemy barracks woke up. They've started producing units, so I'm going to want to do the same. Now, as you can see, building is pretty straightforward. I just basically shoot out a building, and it is constructed where it lands. The game works. It doesn't cost any resources. It works on timers or cooldowns. So when a building has been constructed, or when a building has constructed something, it's going to have to cool down for a bit before it can build something else. And depending on what was built, these cooldowns will vary. You can see that the outposts have mortars on them, and I can actually use these to attack by firing barrels of TNT at enemies. And unfortunately, there I missed. Hit. And as far as I know, these are the buildings that exist, at least for this faction. I think it's a symmetrical game, although I haven't seen any other playable factions, but so far all the enemy buildings have been equivalent to my own, with a few exceptions like these totems, which I don't have as far as I'm aware, so there may be some differences. And of course, the way you win is by destroying the enemy's keep on the other side of the map, and that has been the focus on most of these missions so far. Now, the buildings, of course, form kind of a tree structure. And if a building in the chain is destroyed, any buildings, and that breaks the connection to the key, any buildings that lose that connection are destroyed. For example, if this outpost was to be destroyed, all of these other buildings in this group here would be destroyed as well, and I would be left with just a keep. The game is a little tricky, because you have to learn how to get the buildings to land where you want them to, and that is trickier than it sounds. There are also a number of different buildings and units in the game that you have to counter. For example, you have this barrage, which is a ground defense. You have a trebuchet. You can see the fire there, which is basically, and I have that as well. I can build that through my armory. The enemy's outposts will fire as well, of course. Let's see. I kind of made a mistake here because I can't move in this direction. You can't build connections. Connections can't cross each other, and buildings can't be built too close to each other either. So I would either have to build an outpost here and then try to sneak through here to get an outpost here, or I could just go around this way. I'm going to place another outpost over here. Hopefully that is not going to be too close. Then I'm going to build a ballista over here as an it's basically an anti-air defense. It will shoot down things that fly, which does include buildings and explosive barrels. Although you can see that it has a cooldown, so it can only fire once, and then it is then it needs to reload for a while, which you have to take into account, of course. Now I built a trebuchet here, and my goal is to destroy this outpost to get rid of the barracks. The trebuchet, like I said, will fire explosive barrels, but it has a much longer range than the outpost. Maybe I should build one on the side instead. You can kill your own units with your buildings or explosive barrels as well, which is worth keeping in mind. Okay, that was a little far. The trebuchet, as you can see, have a longer cooldown compared to the outpost as well. When you select a direction and a power to fire like this, it will remember the last power level you used, but it will not remember. It's not building specific, it's global. So if I select another building and fire a building, it will use that same power level. The distance will be dependent on the direction of the camera. So if I, for example, pick this garrison here, or this outpost, and select this, this will be facing in the direction my camera is facing, which can be useful because you can use this timer thing in the middle here to aim with, which is what I tend to do. So if I select this trebuchet, I can take aim at that outpost, and then it's going to remember the power level, which should be correct, and I can just hit space. There's a little inaccuracy with the barrels, of course, as we expected. It seems we are doing fine here. Our guards are taking care of these enemies. You can't control your units directly, of course. They will just wander towards the enemies and basically try to beat up what they encounter, which includes units and buildings. power a little bit. I'm going to destroy that first. There we go. So now we have this one over here. Here we have a resource location. And there are two resources in this game. Gold and gems. Gold is used to spawn or airships. As you can see, they require gold here. Gems are used to build Tesla towers, and the Tesla towers are built through the library, and they produce a shield, which needs gems to charge. Whoops. I might have goofed there. Put some Vista here. And then we're going to start firing on the workshop with our outpost. We are in range, so it should be pretty quick, and that will destroy the trebuchet and the barrage. Now we can move closer. Ballista. And then we can commence the barrage of this outpost. That was not enough power. Full power. And that takes care of that. Now to collect this resource, all we need to do is build an outpost somewhere in the circle, close enough to the circle. So now you can see it's lit up, and we have a sphere light up here. That indicates that we have access to this resource, and as long as that outpost is sitting on that gem deposit, we will have access to the buildings that require gems, which, as far as I know, is just the crystal. As far as I'm aware, there's no way to... Oops. That's not what I meant to do. There's no way to remove buildings other than by destroying them with a barrel, which can be a little risky because you could hit something that you don't mean to hit. But otherwise it doesn't matter because it doesn't cost any resources. Dang it. There you can see what happens when my buildings are destroyed. I'm not going to go as far this time. Build there. Okay, that was about as far as last time, but let's try to get a Tesla tower up here. And you can see that there is a little gem icon here, which means that that requires gems. Our soldiers took care of that for us. Nice. Let's build an armory here. And then a trebuchet here. We also have landmines, which is an ability, as you can see by the orange color. We have a mortar, which will fire on ground units and not buildings. It's not very good. I don't use that a lot. Let's fire like that, so that lands a little far. You can see that this outpost is connected to this one, which means that this outpost was built by this one. But I don't think the other outpost will be destroyed. Oh, I should have just done that first. It won't be destroyed if I destroy this outpost, because it can stand on its own. And these aren't connected to the enemy keep, of course, because they're the enemy faction. Need to do that, apparently. Well, at least not starting buildings. Any buildings that they build, and the enemy will build new buildings if they are destroyed. We'll try to replace them to keep their defenses up. Oh, it was destroyed. Okay. That is good. It's going to... You can't build... Connections have to be on land, of course. You can't cross cliffs or water with them, which is also good to know. Probably want a garrison. That was too close. I did not expect... Wait, that was an armory. Dang. Panicking a little bit. That's nice. You can also build these repair beacons, which can repair buildings, which can also be useful. I've not actually tried to build one of those yet. They destroyed barracks. Those are annoying. That's not the one I wanted to shoot. And you shot the barrel instead. These airships are basically a portable removing weapons platform that can launch barrels at nearby buildings, things. I realized once I had tried them, where I spawned a few myself, of my own, that you need to manually fire from them. They won't fire automatically, which I did kind of assume that they would. My own building there, which is a bit unfortunate. A hatchery I have not tried yet. I can't actually do that unless I get this gold deposit over here. So I'm going to build a garrison right here. I'm going to build an outpost in that direction, and then barracks here. And then we are going to need to destroy these outposts here. And I actually want to destroy this one because that is the root. Now. There we go. And then we have one there as well. Let's build another outpost. Kill the cow there. I don't think they do anything. The totems, which was the green and black effect you saw earlier, that effect can corrupt cows, and they become explosive suicide bombs that can try to take out your buildings. How did that miss? Let's get this gold. Oh, that was too close to that edge. Oh, no. this way then. Though this outpost will probably be destroyed soon, so... oh dear. Probably want... let's build a spire. And then use... this I think that is, we can write that section off. So let's build here instead. Another spire, basically a magic tower. This outpost, build a garrison. Barracks. Power up towers and movements. Thought it might do direct damage. Those are actually new. Level. Did not have access to those in the previous. Nice. Pretty good shot. Shot it there. Barracks. Then we probably want to build a repair tower. Down this airship. Oh, those are mine. Lost access to the gold. Airships over here. I have no idea what that sound is about. You can see that airships move in a straight line. Let's build a repair. And then they leave the map. That is also how you own airships work. Let's see about building a Tesla tower here. Hopefully it will protect against this trebuchet. Maybe. Okay, that gives us access to gold, so we should now be able to build a hatchery here. Let's see what that does. Summons a dragon. That's new. Not been able to do that before. Let's build a trebuchet here. And one here. One of those will shoot down the airship. The dragon will do. Second cooldown. Let's have one fly towards the enemy base. Maybe I'll want one here as well. Let's build another hatchery here. Send a dragon. Let's build an armory here. But you can basically see how the game is played. It's reasonably straightforward. Oh. Okay. So it basically destroys one building. And then it leaves. That's nice. If I aim it at... out there. At that outpost. Hopefully it will destroy all of these buildings then. They are sending out airships. So we have enemies over here. They have a lightning tower, which is their equivalent of our Tesla tower. They don't have, because we have their crystal or gem deposit. There's only one on this map. Their shield will not recharge because you need to have the crystal resource for it to recharge. Nice. They can be hit by ballistas, evidently, but they have 2 health. Is something attacking them? Does it just... I guess it shakes. Just in general. It seems certain buildings make a noise when you mouse over them as well. Send another dragon in that direction. Oh, they destroyed our hatchery here. We lost our gold deposit again. Let's build another outpost there. And they list that immediately there. Shoot that down. We should have access to gold again, so we can... I expect the game to be even harder later on, more enemy units and stuff, and more difficult layouts and things. The game also has both local and online multiplayer, so there's some potential there. And it's pretty interesting, and I'll probably keep playing it because I'm quite enjoying this. So, with that, I will see you in the next video.